Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good? WCS back at it once again on the boulevard. I wasn't gonna come back on this early, but sometimes you see some heat and you got to go to it. You got to walk towards it and say, "Dang, why it's so hot over there?" Man, this interview that was out with Keyshawn going and Floyd Schofield was pretty intense. You know, so much to the fact that it piqued my interest enough to do a live on it. And we're gonna go over the audio. It's a unique war of words between these two because they both young. Keyshawn 24, Floyd Schofield is 20 years old, and this has been brewing for quite some time. And this was courtesy of Stamina for Sale, who did the interview with Keyshawn first, and then miraculously he brought on the Schofields. Now, I don't know if Keyshawn actually knew he was going to do that, but yeah, we definitely gonna have to check out the audio. I don't know. I you know, he brought him on to kind of hash this, and it went left. He brought the Schofields on, and it went up. It went up from there. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the club go up on the Tuesday. Shoot, man, this dang interview went up today. All right. So let's get down to it, man. Let's listen in. And once again, this is audio courtesy of Stamina for Sale. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be sure to check the brother out.
When are you next out?
22nd.
July 22nd. Okay. And like, is there any particular fighters that you're looking out for that you want to go and clash with right now? Is there anyone, or you just focus on the game?
I'll really focus on the game, but I'm on the Devin Haney card. It was a lightweight showdown that was on the Devin Haney card.
Who was that?
And, it was the Jeremiah Lee and Raymond Mortaya, those two. So I don't really have nobody I would like to fight, you know what I'm saying? But just the winner out of those two, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just a great, opponent for me.
Okay, I'm like calling out your name, like, him and his pops.
So, they always talk about how media interviewers be a little bit disingenuous about certain takes. And I'm not saying this was disingenuous. I mean, he already had them on standby. See, if I was to do something like that, then they'd be calling some sneaky shit on the YTC. But I just felt like having him on standby to lead him into this war of words was a bit you know what I'm saying? It was kind of pretentious, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because he was interviewing Keyshawn first, and then he asked him who he'd like to fight. He told him, then he turned back around and led him into the Schofields, who was sitting there and wake. That's a setup. I'm just saying.
Calling your name and stuff, like, what's that? Kid Austin.
Yeah, I seen him fight one time, his last fight.
Okay, what do you think of him?
Yeah. I honestly think he's like a C- fighter.
C-?
Yeah, I think he's on a decent promotion though. You know what I'm saying? But I really think he's like a C-. I mean, yeah, I think he's a C- fighter though.
Okay. Well, you know what I mean? Well, I'd love for you to tell. Well, I know you. Well, without further, I think this young man now is unbeaten as a professional fighter. Manny, if we could draw in Kid Austin to the show, to the Fight Is Right.
Okay, man, he said draw in Kid Austin, not his father.
Damn, bro. You too, my good brother. Nah, you ain't talking.
The camera.
So Keyshawn automatically comes out the gate. And I kind of understand what type of energy Keyshawn was on, because, he's like, I want to speak to your son. I don't want to speak to you. But his dad wasn't having that, I mean, that's his son at the end of the day. His son is 20, and Keyshawn referred to him as a kid. So he may still believe he needs to be there riding shotgun with his son. But it definitely got disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie, it got disrespectful as a mother.
You're right. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. So tell Ballhead again to talk to his son. I don't want to talk to the father.
Right
or father, you can stay right there. Father, you can stay right there and just shut up.
If you don't want to talk to him, don't talk to him. Yeah, you talk to him. You talk to me.
Let's get it, master.
All right, okay, we got it. You've heard, like, if it was you, I'm feeling that t-shirt. I want that t-shirt, Keyshawn.
Yeah,
right?
I wore it on the right day.
Yeah, you certainly did. Right. I've heard, like, there's been a little going back and forth and all the rest of it. Like, and Floyd, you just heard Keyshawn, the businessman, say that he believes that you're a C- fighter. What's your take on that, bro?
I mean, C- is crazy. That's crazy, because I mean, my work. Sorry, they building a treadmill behind us, so.
All right, no problem.
But my work proves for itself. I mean, I wouldn't be talked about as much as I am, Golden Boy, or having the success I am if I was a C- fighter. But, or number 6 in the WBA.
I mean, I put all cards in the line. You can pay to get in the rankings.
I didn't pay to get.
This all I'm saying. I'm not saying you did, Kid Austin. All I'm saying is y'all keep saying I'm number 6 in the WB. What the you can pay to get in the ranking, so all that doesn't matter.
I mean, I want to ask Master
something. Master here. He's not even supposed to be talking. You know what I'm saying? So can we ask the next question, Master?
But Master, you asked for this interview. And we do it with respect. Because right now I got my meditations in a little while. And I think he think I'm in promotion mode. And I'm not in promotion mode. I'm in here supporting my son, listening. I'm in business mode. Fight. It takes years to build a fight. It's not personal. He's an Olympian. He's the number 1 prospect for him to reach for. And then after him is the champions. So he's doing it the right way. We do it because we respect Keyshawn. We never said we don't respect Keyshawn.
Master, let me take it from here.
Stop him.
All right.
That's
all right, Keyshawn.
Let me take it from here, Master.
All
Let
right,
me
go
take
on,
it from
go on.
here. So, let's get straight to the point, Father. Now, Floyd, this got nothing to really do with you, Father. You said when I walked up to y'all, and I walked up to y'all with respect. I never disrespected y'all, right?
And you can see right here, this is about to go left real quick. And I don't blame, Schofield Sr. for going off the way he did, because you definitely have to stand your ground in a conversation like this, because when somebody's saying, okay, just keep the same energy, this is where it's going to be when it happened on site, it's green light and all that, then you have to react the way Schofield did to Keyshawn, the way he did. And it turned up quick.
Never disrespected y'all. I walked up to y'all. I'm just saying, letting the fans know, because this is gonna be public.
Okay.
Let the fans know. I never walked with y'all disrespect.
No.
You said, which you was probably hyping the fight up. You said that Kid Austin said side of the ring because I supposedly had mentioned you, and you said Floyd Schofield takes that personally. So Floyd said we could box outside the ring. Did you say that in the interview?
I said we could spar.
Fight, y'all could
Like
spar.
when we was right in
No,
Vegas.
no, Father, let him talk. Talk.
Oh yeah. Like I said, we could have sparred. We could have did any of that. I mean, is he
Any of what?
is your promoter right here or your
Any? I'm talking to you, Floyd. Any of what we could have done?
I'm with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, no, I'm saying your father said you the fight. No, are you willing to do that? So this is game, and I'm pretty sure your father had called me like a one of these interviews.
No, I said sucker. I didn't say no.
Nah.
You
No.
gotta remember that era I'm from. I'm 50 years old. You know
No.
what sucker means.
Exactly, and that's another reason why you're kind of weird, because you're 50 years old in an interview that you don't belong in.
Okay, hold on.
But outside of that, I think, like I said, I said that Floyd Schofield told me when I was at the fight, we could have did that boxing that.
I want it simple. I want it to fit nice and look good. Fresh, clean threads. Check.
Nice. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm about to tell y'all. Next time I see y'all, let's do that boxing shit. I see y'all. Let's do that.
Gentlemen, we cannot. Sorry, sir. We cannot condone that. The reason why, because
His
I'm
father,
looking.
master knowledge. His father said we was that night. It was an opportunity.
Sometimes you do it accordingly. But what I'm saying to you, stop, brother. You can't walk up on us like that. I'm telling you, you might not see the goons, but trust me. And I know you got some too. You need to talk to your OGs. You don't want to do that. Now let's keep it business and stop that tough. Okay, now pardon me.
Y'all done got him out of his aura.
You need to do the research on us. Do the research on us. I didn't get out the hood selling cards. I don't know every gangster.
All right, enough of this now. I hear that. Sorry, Mr. Schofield Senior. Let's cool. All right, Mr. Schofield.
Master knowledge. What I say? Hey, master knowledge. What I say? It's always the fathers that get emotional.
I will send them to you now. Don't play with me. Keep the business in the ring.
Always the fathers
and
that
yes,
get
the
emotional.
Don't bring this side out of me. Don't let this twist on you. Do the history of one. You can Google who I am. I always carry guns. Don't play with me. Stay in your lane, brother. Now, he said him to hold on to when he said that. Now, y'all don't excite.
I don't remember him saying that. That's what I'm telling you, boy. I don't remember him saying that. I don't remember him saying that. That's what I'm telling you and the fans. I ain't hear him say none of that. I ain't hear that. That's what I'm telling you.
Right, sir.
I ain't hear none of that.
Everybody just relax right now. Relax.
I'm cool, for real. I'm cool.
Y'all youngins want to do so y'all prize fighters. And y'all can't take it personal to build a fight. Both of y'all should be making $2 million for this fight. but it's gonna take time building. And it ain't with being his promoter. He signed an FS promotion. Our company, I'm his promoter. The same thing like Bill, same thing like Don King. They was all promoting their fighters. Why I can't promote mine? It's not weird. We businessmen. We signed.
Okay, all right. Now I hear you. Now I respect that. Now listen to me. Pop. Listen to me, Pop. Okay, you building your fighter. You're promoting your fighter. Why would you promote your fighter on an aspect of that?
Listen, I feel like you great, and they not promoting you as hard as I.
No. Answer that question. Why would you promote him saying, "Oh, Floyd Schofield said we can box outside"? Why would you promote that, Mr. Father?
No, listen.
He told me to chill out.
I told him.
No, he promoted it on the interview. He promoted that on the interview. What y'all not understanding?
I told the truth of what it is. Because listen, we got guys.
Okay, so you gotta accept the backlash that comes from that, Mr. Father, Mr. Promoter. You gotta accept the backlash.
I can't answer this. Now, the thing is, he got followers and he got people that got riled up on a whole nother thing. So I had to make the announcement. Yes, Floyd said this, but we businessmen. So I had to settle them down too, because remember, he got a following. Just like you got a following, guys that want to act on you. So we got to tell the gangs and the people, chill. This business, we got it. They said they want to fight outside, but it ain't like that. That's what I was giving out, not to you. But now that we got your attention, I think it will be a mega fight between y'all. But y'all gonna have to go tit for tat, but keep it where it's still business. I think the fans want to see that fight. You know how much y'all can make, but we got to build enough buzz around the fight. It's not personal, or we wouldn't have spoke about you.
So if it wasn't personal, don't say we can outside the ring. That's why I took it personal, because I never carried y'all like that.
Nah, I just didn't like the fact how y'all be talking to each other. Because at the end of the day, you guys.
Bro, I never had a conversation with your father. What are you talking about?
Nah, the way you be talking on Twitter, I just don't really.
It's Twitter. I never called your father a soft. I never disrespected your father, so it was no reason why your father should say anything like that to me, sir.
And Keyshawn, I apologize for you for calling out your name. You did not deserve it.
That's lovely.
And to me, you're a very talented fighter, and I want to see what he could do against a talented fighter like you.
That's all you had to keep it like, bro. That's all I'm saying. Keep it like that. I'm competitive too with this sport. Nah, Master, it's cool. We understand it now. And I'm competitive too, bro. I'm competitive too with this sport. I'm not that type of dude you got to get street with. I'm my own man at the end of the day, just like he is. But we can be competitive and promote this and make it $2 million off this fight. We can do that, but just make it is that. Don't make it.
What both got to do is keep winning. Keep winning in great fashion.
Hey, now I'm at talking about. I'm gonna keep winning. His ass better keep winning. Y'all know what I do. Hey,
I be in the gym every day. I work.
Hey, Master, can I cuss on this?
No. Well, you can cuss. You're cussing. Don't worry.
Hey, Floyd, I don't give a damn if you in the gym 24 hours of the day. I'm a when I get in the ring with you. Hey, Pops, I told you the same thing when I seen y'all. Hey, Floyd. Hey, Floyd.
I've been in the ring with your boy. I've been in the ring with all of them.
Who's my boy?
Your boy.
Who's my boy?
He not a boy.
Your man, Shaport. You know what I'm talking about. I've been in there with Devin, Porter. I mean, come on now, bro. Like,
you saying all them names, but them motherfuckers. You say all them names, but you ain't been in the ring with me though.
We can't bring.
You say all them names. Hey, you say all them names. Hey, Master, I'm about to get them. He's saying all them names, and those are the same names they compare me to.
Who?
Well, that's a good fight.
8-0. Those are the same names they compare me to. Last time I checked, your name is not even in the circle.
Wait, hold up. You're an Olympian.
I mean, yeah,
you're supposed to be compared with the one out of all of them behind Shakur. Y'all both Olympians. Y'all the top notch.
Nah, because I'm performing and I'm putting on performances. Stop talking about.
Performances. Shout out to I Be Who I Be, Larry Lopez, Juice Lee. Shout out to News and Song Experience, aka Showtime Shaw, Team Tucker in the building. This was so wild stuff. This is what I talked about with you yesterday. Made Floyd scene get out of character. Yep. It's definitely out of character, man. He say, look what you did. You got my dad out of his aura. You know what I'm saying? But anybody who watched Floyd Schofield know he be working out. Dude be constantly, doing strength and conditioning. I am just reporting and giving my assessment on both sides. Let's continue.
Olympian. I could be an Olympian. I could have been a bust. I could have been putting on boring performances. Oh, he a bust. He not gonna be. No, I'm putting on great performances. I'm a great fighter, just like you said. That's why.
Keyshawn, we watch you. You gotta remember, he studied you since you was in the amateurs. He looked up to you.
And that's another reason why I'm gonna him up. Because now I'm talking boxing now. He can study me. He can look up to me. You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
He know your flaws.
I'm gonna Floyd up. He a boy
I've got a question. Sorry, one second,
Master, what's up? Take it away, Master.
I've got a question for Kid Austin. If the fight, because you've actually had more fights than Keyshawn as a professional, if the fight was to happen, say like in 6 months' time, would you come out victorious?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why would you win the fight? Why would you win the fight?
Because we're both, like you said, we're both competitive. I got my own thing. He got his own thing. Of course, he gonna say he gonna win, but I know I'm gonna win.
Master, ask me that same question.
Do that. Now, I'm gonna say this now. Keyshawn Davis, the businessman. If the fight was to be arranged in say 6 months' time, you versus Kid Austin, why would you win the fight?
Because I will tomorrow. I know I got way more experience than him. He's never fought on my level before. Think about that. He never fought on my level before. He talk about what he has. He never fought on my level before. So when he fights me for any time in any time frame that he want to fight me, it's gonna be a new thing for him. It's not gonna be new to me. That's number one. You're the less having tougher competition than you right now.
Did you practice?
And I'm stopping these tougher competitions. I'm not just going 10 rounds with these guys. So I just feel like ultimately, I'm just a magnificent, super duper fighter compared to a C minus. He got good footwork, a good jab fighter.
All right, Kid Austin, how would you reply to that, sir?
So you all heard what Keyshawn just said. He pretty much said Floyd Schofield is not on his level. And that's like what he truly believes. I think Keyshawn truly believes that. And why shouldn't he believe it? Because he has fought on a higher level at top rank. You know what I'm saying? He is an Olympian that came out the Olympics, earned a couple of professional wins and went back to the Olympics, earned a silver and came back over to the professional ranks, right? So that takes experience, man. That takes a whole different playing field. But that's not to say Floyd Schofield, who is 20, can he step up to the plate? Does he want to step up to the plate with Keyshawn this early? Well, Keyshawn is 24 years old. If we going off box rec, Floyd Schofield has more fights than Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? He has more fights. Floyd Schofield is 14-0. Keyshawn's 8-0, right? Ain't Keyshawn like 8-0? I mean, when you're talking about experience, Floyd's. I always mention this modus operandi, right? The format of boxing is that Keyshawn came into the professional ranks in 2021, right? And then you have Schofield, who came in here October 2020. At the end of the day, numbers in the box rec, they can or cannot lie. Keyshawn Davis, but we won't know until he step in there. Floyd Schofield's 14-0, 11 knockouts. And when it comes to Keyshawn Davis, we seen him perform at the Olympic level and on top rank on the televised card. He's 8-0, 6 knockouts. But what we do understand is that Keyshawn has fought 10 rounders. He's already had his first 10 rounder. Floyd Schofield, he has fought, I think he fought 1 10-rounder. You know what I'm saying? His 1 or 2 10-rounders. So when you want to separate them and say, well, I got more experience, I'm Olympian, and I've been on a bigger stage. Yes, Keyshawn has bragging rights on that. That's true. But also Schofield has fought on TV. They just gonna have to sell it. If they want to fight each other this early in their career, and one of these guys is gonna lose their O, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. But y'all seen how that interview went left. It went extremely left. And I don't blame Schofield Sr. for responding the way he did. That's the way you got to respond. I did research on Schofield. He ain't a punk. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn got his people. It can be fairly dirty. You know what I'm saying? It can be a fairly dirty game. But look, in the sport of boxing and in life, us as blacks, man, we definitely know each other to help one another to make money instead of trying to go out here and prove a point and start an all-out war in the streets, because that's what will happen if any one of them chose to touch the other outside of boxing. It will be lethal. Let's get back to this interview. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and hit the like button, please. Thank you.
I think Keyshawn is trying to make himself believe that amateurs and pros is two different things. Floyd was fighting since a baby and without headgear. I conditioned him for pro boxing.
Master, let me ask him this. Let me ask him something after he gets done.
Keyshawn, let him finish. Go on, continue, sir.
To every camp. I know what I got here. If I thought he would lose, I would pick out Keyshawn. I don't have no play for Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn gonna be a Hall of Famer, but a great got to rise between all these prospects. In this day and time, for boxing to survive, the prospects gonna have to fight each other. Floyd was to destroy Keyshawn, to destroy Shakur, and for us, we came from homeless. We don't got a plan B. Keyshawn is in the way. So it ain't like we don't have a choice. So that's what I'm saying. Oh, what that way is. So
and Kiddo, you believe everything that your father's saying, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like this is something that we've been working for our whole lives. And, he's a man at the end of the day, just like me. He bleed how I bleed. So all that talking is cool and all. He got his how he gonna win. But at the end of the day, we both in the top 10 in the WBA. We're gonna have to fight sooner or later. So only time gonna tell. Why would I not want to call multiple people? I guess he got offended that I called him.
No, he was the only one man enough to call back.
If I was offended, I wouldn't be up here.
The only one who stepped up and said, "Yo, I'll fight you. Let's fight." He was the only one who spoke. All the other ones they got quiet. So we respect them.
Good. Well, I'm gonna leave the last word to Keyshawn Davis because he didn't know he had a tag team because he's him and his pops, right? So I'm gonna leave the last word to Keyshawn Davis.
The fans. Look, man, Floyd. I'm talking to the fans. Floyd, for the fans, Floyd. I Floyd Schofield. I actually do like Floyd Schofield. I remember him in the amateurs and everything. I Schofield, but it's weird. I just feel like following to get out all his everything that he does. Okay. And I feel like Floyd Schofield can be the best Floyd Schofield he can be. That's why I feel, fans. Outside of that, I will Floyd Schofield up because he is a kid. I'm my own man. No father, no nothing riding me. I bet all the chips on me. And I figured it out by myself. No father, no nothing. I'm my own man. When it comes to fighting me, Floyd, I will up how your father will.
Hey, bro.
That's how I know I will beat you. So last words, let's end it on that. I will.
Well, you heard what you heard. I like both these young guys, Keyshawn and Schofield. I do too, man. You know what I'm saying? I like both guys, man. Like you see both of them in person, they good people. I'm not the one to sit up here and say, well, I'm gonna pick sides because of who I had interaction and who did this. Both of these guys are good people, man. I met Keyshawn before he was professional. You feel me? I got the picture to prove it. I met him before he was a professional when he was dealing with the Olympics in in Newark, New Jersey. He was out there to see his guy, Shakur Stevenson. And I done seen Floyd Schofield a couple of times. Them going at each other's throats on social media seem to be the norm. Sometimes to sell fights. It happens. It's nothing new. When it come down to Keyshawn saying that his father's weird and his father need to get out his career. Well, you just said the man was a kid. At 20 years old, it's difficult for some, like if let's just say, for instance, if you've been with your son coming up through these roadways of boxing, and there's a lot of roadways for those who don't travel through the amateurs all the way up, and the sacrifice that it goes in for these tournaments, and taking your kid through there as an amateur, all the robberies that happen, the highs and lows, all the training sessions, all the sparring sessions, the traveling. Boxing is a very tough sport. And like Adrian Broner said, it's lonely. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people see you putting in the hard work unless you put it on social media, but they really don't see it. And how is your training going to play out inside the ring as far as when it becomes the bright lights? So I can understand that it's easy for Keyshawn to say you need to leave your dad behind, but we're talking about his fathers now. His fathers up here making sacrifices with their sons and daughters. All of a sudden, to get to a point where they still haven't blossomed, right? They're on the scene, but they haven't blossomed. They're in the garden, but they haven't fully blossomed. You feel me? And for some people to get mad because these fathers, they seem they too involved with their kids' life. I mean, come on, you're talking about family at the end of the day. You're talking about family, and not every kid could be called that just because he's 19 and 20 years old. You got some killers. You know what I'm saying? There's teenagers that come up in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You have some legitimate bona fide killers that they age don't match their performance inside the square. Jahal Tucker is 20, and I guarantee it ain't nobody calling him a kid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he pretty much called people out and they can say what they want, but then they go up here making all the changes and say, no, we don't want him on this fight card and that fight card. They ain't saying he's a kid, but staying on topic, both fighters aired it out. They vented. I think it was a little bit of common decency at the end, respect from Keyshawn saying, he respects Schofield, but just to say his dad weird, you need to be weird in boxing. You definitely need to be weird in boxing. You need to have a sense of misunderstanding. You don't want nobody to totally understand who you are. Your character has to have some flaws in it. Because this sport right here is the hurt business, man. You're not going up here playing around and sparring. You're not going over these gyms getting knocked out. You're going and traveling and going through all these places, man, getting work with people that's in your weight class, out your weight class. You know what I'm saying? You in a sport where you have to take punishment to the head and body just to train. Now, this is not track and field where you going up here, you just run and do strength and conditioning, but your brain is intact. You know what I'm saying? Your head is intact. Basketball, intact. Tennis, intact. You just have to do other training. But in boxing, you have to lace up with equipment that's different ounces when you're training sport and when you compete. So if I'm seeing my son or daughter go through this training and I'm saying to myself, dang, you remember this, you remember that, and we're going through it, gym after gym after gym after gym. For me to abort mission when I feel that, hey, it's your time to be on your own. But dang, Dad, we've been on this excursion together, man. What you doing? Oh, I just think it's time for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you at a point right now in your career. I'm just, you can just pick another trainer and have them come in. It's not gonna make sense, bro. Because you're talking about somebody who totally understands, how your body is, how you operate, because that's your son. You know what I'm saying? That's your seed. You have gotten familiar. Your kid has gotten familiar with you. It's definitely a comfort there if y'all are on rapport. Like every father and son situation don't work out, but if y'all have a common a decency, a respect, a rapport, and a training, you all pretty much link up well together. Y'all mesh well together as a team. It's quite difficult just to say, man, you need to just go do your own thing, big dog. Leave this dude behind. He ain't it. Don't ever think he is. I know you've been with him since the amateurs and all that, but you need to go. I mean, it's hard to tell a grown man. Floyd Schofield's a grown man. Okay, 18 is there for a reason. He's a grown man who's been with his father, who's a grown man for this long time. And I just look at it like it's two boxing families or two boxing competitors airing out what they felt was a little bit of disrespect. And Keyshawn coming how Keyshawn's coming, and the Schofields coming how they coming. So it happens in the sport, man. It's good for content. It's good to speak about. But are they truly going to talk? Like, are we going to get Amari Jones who's not impressed, but yet, he going to say, well, we can fight up the line. We can fight up the road. No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on now. Are they really going to fight each other? Or it's just going to be talk, and then they're going to meet up the road somewhere? And you say Schofield's a gym rat. He constantly dropping training posts. This kid is shredded. Yeah, Schofield is one of those people you just can't underestimate because he may not be a mouthpiece. He may not be a garrulous type boxer, but at the end of the day, dude's in tremendous shape. I just hope he doesn't go down the same road as a lot of fighters, just putting on muscle mass, because muscle is that it's called that for a reason. It's hard to burn down muscle. You know what I'm saying? You can burn fat away, but your body changes as you get older. So how you got shredded when you was 14, 15 years old, it may be a little different. Now your body is acclimated to how you are working out. If you carry a low body fat percentage around, and then you get to the point where you're dropping weight to make 135, you have to make sure your nutrition is on point to burn off a little muscle that you need to, but still not too much to the point where you are feeling a bit weak. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling a bit weak, shawty. I mean, believe me, I've been there. Like you feeling a little bit weak. You don't put on this muscle. Even in bodybuilding, they put on a lot of fat, but high protein fat, right? And then they look like they fat. Like you see them in sweat tops and pants, they big as a house. But when they get on stage, they super shredded. Hardly any water. I mean, they put all that water under that skin, and you breathe out. You contract, you breathe out, and those muscles look full. But that's bodybuilding. All you're doing is basically working on your breathing and your poses and your muscle contraction. This is boxing. Boxing, you have to lose that muscle mass and get in the ring and compete round for round, 3 minutes if you're a male per round. And you got to sustain that. You have to sustain that energy. You have to keep that engine running. And with Schofield, he's in shape, man. And so far, they got it dialed in now. But we talking about competition. I like Keyshawn, man. You know what I'm saying? I like Keyshawn. I've seen Schofield fight a couple of times, but Keyshawn, man, he's basically confident within himself. It's nothing wrong with that. I kind of like look at Keyshawn like he is a man, because dude went to the Olympics and was let go out of the Olympics, and then went back to the Olympics, got silver, and came back to professional ranks. You know what I'm saying? So he went to the Olympics, got kicked out, came to the profession, picked up some win, went back to the Olympics, earned a silver, and came back to the professional ranks. And he's did a couple of 10 rounders already. You know what I'm saying? So I think him and Keyshawn and Floyd Schofield will be good. It'll be good, bro. Jones said, between you and Coach Malachi, y'all make my day in the office fly by. Sure appreciate it. Hey, appreciate that, big dog. Real talk, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate being that the kids are out of school now. You know what I'm saying? Got a lot more time on my hands and all that, but I appreciate it, big dog. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking about when I was actually in the military. I wish I would have had social media back then. Shit. What the hell? Shit. We didn't have shit. I wish when I was in the military, I had social media so I could tune in and see who was online talking boxing. Man, I didn't have none of that. None of that shit, man. YouTube wasn't like, man, hell no. Man, if you I can only imagine, man, if I would have had social media back then, shit. You talking about having in your Bluetooth, working, listening, listen to some boxing talking shit, man. We didn't have nothing, dog. We didn't have nothing. That's how it was, man. I want somebody to blame. But yeah, this interview was for Stamina for Sale. And I put the link in there. I'll put the link if y'all want to check out the interview. There go the link again. Yeah, I just wanted to, go over here and talk, because this is not the first time a situation like this has happened. Truth be told, I don't fault anyone. I don't fault the father. When somebody disrespect the father, look, everybody got to get old one time or another. They do. And I don't fault Schofield Sr. for turning up the way he did, man. I don't fault him because, like, everybody has to get old, right? So when you got a youngin' coming at you and it's a lack of it's a lack of respect, how do you expect Schofield to react? How do you expect? You expect him to give you the energy that you giving him. He's saying, no, nigga, I ain't no chump. What are you talking about? You gonna keep it boxing when you see us. He said, you're not going to be able to approach us like that. You're not. He said, Google me. I didn't get out the hood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how do you expect him? How do you expect, like, this is the whole deal with me. You see how people are always talking about alphas and betas, right? And it becomes a bit strange to me when you have a father that's an alpha, right? He ain't a punk sissy ass motherfucker, right? So sometimes you have the kid that can basically follow in that alpha shadow. They can pick up tendencies. They strong too. They in control. And then you have some kids that just don't pick up the trait. You have some kids that has an alpha and they just ain't it. They can't do what you do. My mentality when it came to competition was to always do more than the next person. And like I said, I used to come home from the club and freaking go out. I'd be sometimes drunk as a motherfucker back then. I'd switch over to PTQ and go on a run, and the first mile was hell. Boom. But I want my mindset, man. I got to challenge myself. And then people start seeing me. We working shift work. Come back from the club like 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Go running. I even did it down here in the A. Your mindset have to be different. So some kids, they don't have that mindset like you got. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the mindset to go above and beyond and test yourself. Some kids are just softer, man. Some kids, they can give you a little bit, but they say, no, man, what the hell? Why are you doing this? Why you some like myself, like I'll look at some of these people, like let's just say MJ, for instance. MJ had that DNA like no other, but his sons didn't. His son had a little bit of traits, a little bit that they can play b-ball here and there, but they was nothing like they fought. It's tough. It's hard to get kids to emulate. And Schofield, Senior, you know he ain't a punk, but it's no record truly that we can research and say, okay, how was he as a boxer? But maybe your kid can go out and excel in something that you wasn't able to do. They might be good in something you wasn't able to do because your mindset was always to be, okay, let me go above and beyond, no retreat, no surrender, put in the work, sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. Let me go above and beyond. And that's what you did. That's the physical activity that you participated in. That's what you did. It wasn't boxing, but it was something else to get you through life. But then you start thinking, oh, why don't I put my kid in boxing? Let me see how my kid is. So your kid may not have been strong enough and had the mental strength to do what you did in life, but they come over here to boxing, you find out physically they got it, mentally they got it. They have just enough on both sides to be over here and compete as a boxer. And they're pretty tough. They're pretty good at it. So that's the dynamic of boxing. You have certain kids that really don't have fathers who competed at a high level, but they're able to train their kid to compete at a high level. That's the crazy part about it. And you know what I'm saying? That's what we're dealing with right here. Keyshawn don't want Floyd's father to talk, but Floyd's father's been there with him climbing that motherfucking ladder, dog. I wish one of my kids would have the same mentality I did when I was training. You know what I'm saying? To this day, my mindset, one of them, just one, you know what I'm saying? But I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. It's all good. Shout out to Jones with the $5 super chat. Cinco on deck, man. Appreciate you. He said, appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. One love to you, brother, for the donation. Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz, some more. Salute to you, Bruce. The OG is in the building. Samar Warren on deck. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS. Certify, stamp the like button. Please certify and stamp the like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? I can name a few, but most fathers and son don't both become greats. That's true. That's real talk. Now, that's pretty much what I was getting at. Like, you can be an alpha in life, but that doesn't mean you can be an alpha when it comes to competing in the sport of boxing or combat sports, where you have to test your will against someone on a professional level. You may not be able to do that, but your son may be able. It's been, sons, daughters that come up here and get into the fight game, and they're like, damn, they good. I see it all the time, and they parents never competed at that level. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta expect. Keyshawn said he did it without a father like that in his life, or whatever he said. Don't quote me on the verbatim, but you gotta understand, if Floyd Schofield is gonna have that mentality that he has, his son seems like he did pick up on some of what his father possesses in life. You know what I'm saying? It looks like he picked up some of that. Some of that understanding. In so many words, understanding. He was blessed with the understanding to know his physical and mental abilities when it comes to challenges. So between these two, let's see if they fight. Let's see if they get down. That's all I can say. Let's see if they get down. I can't call it, man. I can't call it. But let's see if they get down. You know what I'm saying? 8-0 versus 14-0. Keyshawn fighting on Top Rank. He's fought better competition on the professional level. And we know Floyd did have that performance where people was looking, but we didn't know he had blisters on his feet. You can't walk in there with Keyshawn having blisters on your feet. Yeah, you can't walk in there with Keyshawn having blisters on your feet. It's gonna be a long night. Boxing is something that passed down, generally speaking. Well, I was more so talking about if it's in the family. You know what I'm saying? Certain parents do have that that chromosome or whatever they want to call it, that DNA or whatever, that if they played a certain sport, their kids also play a certain sport. All of them. You know, it all depends. I understand what you're talking about. Boxing isn't passed down. I'm speaking more so about athleticism, not more so just strictly boxing, just athleticism. Like you have some people that you can have some men or women who box at a high level, but their kids play a different sport. So to me, that's still the gene was passed down. The gene pool was beneficial, but not just in a sport where their parents was playing at a high level, you know, competing at a high level. The kids end up going playing baseball, football, basketball, and they're playing at a high level. But with boxing, you know, it's a tough sport. Regardless, it's a remediation sport. It's been proven that, just like you said, Bruce, it doesn't have to be passed down. You can get out of prison. You can get out of you can not box and then turn around and say, okay, I want to box at 18, and then go on a run. You know, it all depends on what you're dealing with. That's the whole point. It's all about what you're dealing with. Real talk. What's going on, Mitch? How you feeling, bro? Salute to you on deck. Well, I didn't want to spend too much time on this topic, man, because I know the game is coming on tonight. If I come up with if I end up, you know, topics that I choose to want to speak on, like I said, I've been watching the BJJ Worlds. There's been some crazy freaking tournaments going on, but yeah, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all pulling up once again. Big shout out to Swat Jones, man, on deck with the $5 super chat. Thank you for donating. And I always say, bro, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to donate to the channel, here's my Cash App. Just do it your own free will. Appreciate the OG Bruce Gas dropping in, man. Mitch, Samar Warren, Swat Jones, IB who I be, Andrew Charles, Shaw News the Sauce Experience, Showtime Shaw, Larry Lopez, Juice Lee. Appreciate y'all. Till next time, man. I'm out.